Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today afternoon news for Friday, January 26. I am Mary Claire Williams. Our top story, Tourism Minister Richard Seeley says government is in consultation with the U.S. Embassy to seek clarity on the latest health advisory over the South Coast sewage spill. A statement posted on the U.S. Embassy website yesterday claimed that recent tests of the tap water found elevated levels of bacteria. The embassy also advised staff to boil their drinking water or use bottled water. Health Minister John Boyce is expected to be meeting with the Acting Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Anton Best, and other health officials today before he could comment on the matter. And health officials are also expected to hold a news conference this afternoon to address the issue. Speaking to reporters this morning, Seeley said that discussions are ongoing with the U.S. representatives.
Like you, I saw the note. It is a very cryptic note. It is in very general terms, and frankly speaking, it is impossible for me to comment in a paucity of further information. I can assure you, again, I'm speaking as a member of the government, that the government is engaging with the U.S. officials, and we're trying to understand what that comment is all about. As you would appreciate, it really doesn't say much.
Asked whether he is concerned about the impact of the South Coast sewage spill on tourist arrivals, Seeley said he is pleased with the numbers so far.
I am satisfied that at tourism we are doing everything we're supposed to do, insofar as making sure brand Barbados is pushed in our traditional markets, in our new source markets. We are seeing results, tremendous results. We have in fact gone past not 650 but 660,000 for 2017, so we are going in the right direction, and the issues on the South Coast are being addressed by the Barbados Water Authority, and I am certain that the minister responsible will be delighted to respond to your concerns.
In other news, Minister of Transport and Works Michael Lashley says it will be a while before full vehicular access is restored to Dark Hole. He was responding to residents' concerns following the road collapse there last weekend, and he was speaking this morning at the start of repair works at Flagstaff Road. Lashley said that the government has not forgotten the residents of Dark Hole.
I know my technical team are currently working on a solution, and I know that we have signed off on an agreement with CDB for improvement in terms of the road projects in that area, and also a bridge improvement project. So we are not basically turning a blind eye to what's happening at Dark Hole. As soon as it happened, this Sunday, I got a call from my technical team, and they're on the job. So it would take some time. It's not an easy fix because of, that's the Scotland district area. So we have to pay close attention to it.
An increasing number of young girls are being referred to the Edna Nichols Center, which specializes in dealing with troubled children. The program coordinator, Deborah Hewitt, says while boys still outnumber girls at the institution, there's been a rapid change in the demographic, particularly in the past year. She told the reopening of the Bosco Bell facility that the ratio has changed from 3:1 to 2:1. Hewitt added that despite the growing number of female students, the number of boys there indicates that the young men need positive male figures to identify with. Third and fourth form students account for the largest number of referrals.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. The David Granger administration in Guyana is considering the establishment of a national oil company after several international entities expressed an interest in doing business with that country. We get the details from HGP Nightly News in Georgetown.
Oil companies from as far as Italy and a number of other well-developed countries have signaled interest to do business in Guyana. On Thursday, Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman told a press briefing that the government is currently in discussion with those interested parties. That prompted the question regarding the government's intention to develop a national oil company to secure its place in the oil market.
That is under active consideration. In fact, we've had some seminars last year run by Chatham House, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, Dr. Valerie Marcel. In conjunction with Ministry of Finance, the last one was held at, what's the name of the place? The Impeccable Banquet Hall. It's the only place that was available. But there is active consideration about how a national oil company could be positioned.
Trotman says even as government is considering this move, there are mixed views from advisors.
I can say as well that one of the advisors to government has also recommended that there should not be a national oil company. So sometimes you get advice coming at you. One says do, one says don't. At the end of the day, the Cabinet Subcommittee is going to make that determination.
Minister Trotman says the government's subcommittee on oil and gas would soon meet to discuss the issue. But so far it seemed to be the course of action which is favorably considered by the government.
And finally, on the international scene, at least 37 people were killed and more than 70 injured in a hospital fire in South Korea. The blaze is thought to have started in the emergency room at the hospital in southeastern city of Myeryang. According to reports, about 200 patients were inside the building and an adjoining nursing home at the time. This is the country's deadliest fire in almost a decade, and the death toll is expected to rise. Firefighters say the victims appear to have died from smoke inhalation. That's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good afternoon.